So the point is to get still, right? Like as we go in, we try to get the body to become still. But that's such a funny process, isn't it? Like forcing yourself to become still almost creates a counter energy that pushes back. So instead, let's just find for so comfortable, why move? Find that and allow yourself time to find it too. We'll be on this journey for about 45 minutes. And of course, it's okay if you need to scratch an itch or move. But once we get into it, try to do it slowly and quietly. So that way you're not disturbing that internal state. And tense the toes and the feet up, curl them up, and breathe out. And then inhale and stretch the feet wide and open up the soles of the feet. And if you want to do it again, do it for another breath, kind of just lightly squeezing. Don't give yourself a cramp, just squeeze. Feel that tension, the blood moving around. And then open up and breathe and inhale and spread those feet. And then just let them relax. Let gravity take care of them for a while. Then move up to the hands. Let's do the same thing. Just sort of tense them into fists, thumbs on the outside. And then on the next inhale, spread them wide. Gently open them, stretch them. And if you did 2 for the feet, do 2 for the hands, squeezing together into the fist as you exhale. And then inhaling, spreading wide and open. Stretching, creating space. And then exhale and just let them fall into a position, a natural position. And then take the pressure up to your lips. And as you breathe out, press your lips together. Squeeze them. And then on the next inhale, just relax them. And let that relaxation spread across your face into your jaw, and then like it's wrapping around the back of your head. And then for the second time, just press those lips together as you breathe out. And then as you inhale, relax and notice all those other places that tried to tense as well. The tongue and the jaw, the ears, the scalp, the back of the neck. And then just let them take care of themselves. Doing a little body scan. Just noting areas of tension. Just like we're not trying to force ourselves to relax. We're not trying to force our bodies just to be there right now. Just note where you are. Take stock of right here, right now, without judgment. It's okay to say that's a tension I'd like to address later. That's completely different than saying, there's that awful pain again, right? So try not to judge, just scan the body, notice any areas that are feeling a little locked up and tense. And sort of file them away for excuses to pamper yourself later. And as we're gently starting to tune in, we just have to acknowledge that beyond the body itches, scratches, and wiggles, just the natural things that happen that we can address and let go of and relax around. Start to do that with your other senses, like your hearing. Noting the sounds around you and sort of setting the mental intention that if you hear sounds from this point on, that they are going to act like reminders, gentle reminders, just to turn your attention back inward, back to the breath if you need to find a way inward. Because it's okay if you get distracted. You just gently bring the mind back, just like a puppy. You don't expect it to do show dog tricks, so let your mind just relax from having to do all this performance. And if you catch it wandering off, you just gently bring it back. Just like the sleep, you can pull yourself back from being fully asleep. Just let yourself relax and settle into the breath and allow the sounds around the body. Allow the temperatures in and around the body, like the breezes or the lack of movement of air. And think about the breath coming out of your nostrils. Imagine it traveling away from you and visualizing it move through the room. That it is, in fact, a part of this larger whole. Now, of course, you're not knocking the pictures off the wall with your breath, but you are affecting the air current in the room around you. Just like you feel the movement of air on you, what if the air could feel your movement on and in it? And what would a symbiotic relationship, a comfortable give and take between you and the air around you feel like? What if, as good as the breath can feel to you sometimes, your breathing can feel to the air? And allowing yourself to be buddies with the air around you for this little time that we're together. Now later, as we do, I'm going to ask you to bring to mind your sankalpa, which is just a short phrase of personal resolve. Something that you would like to see in your life, something you would like to manifest. You can think of it like a wish, an aspiration. So go ahead and think of something, a beneficial way of being for you. Put it in a short phrase, a simple way to say it. And say it to yourself now 3 times in your head. One of my favorite for years was, "You've got this." It doesn't have to be complex, and it doesn't have to be the most perfect one ever. Just pick a good one that not only feels good, but feels right. And say it in your head 3 times. And set it to the side for a moment. We'll come back to it later. Now, I'm going to call to mind various parts of your body. And as I do, try to picture each as clearly and as vividly in your mind's eye as you're capable of visualizing. Remember, It's perfectly okay if you cannot see it in your mind's eye. But remember, we're not looking with our eyeballs or our physical eyes or mechanisms. We're using our internal sight. And sometimes that's crisp and clear, and sometimes that's fuzzy. So just be with where you are, inside and outside right now, and visualize. The right hand thumb, right first finger, right middle finger, right ring finger, right little finger, palm of hand, back of hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of chest, right side of waist, right hip, right thigh, knee, shin, ankle, heel, sole of foot, top of foot, right big toe, right second toe, right third toe, right fourth toe, right fifth toe. Rather than sleeping, please be sure that you're following the sound of my voice. Left hand thumb, left first finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, left little finger, palm of hand, back of hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of chest, left side of waist, left hip, left thigh, knee, shin, ankle, heel, sole of foot, top of foot, left big toe, left second toe, left third toe, left fourth toe, left fifth toe. Please be sure that you're following my instructions rather than sleeping. All 10 toes, both feet, both heels, both ankles, both calves, both knees, both thighs, both buttocks, lower back, mid-back, upper back, shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, spine, back of neck, back of head, top of head, forehead, eyebrows, temples, ears, cheeks, eyes, all the muscles around the eyes, nose, nostrils, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, teeth, tongue, roof of mouth, back of throat, front of throat, collarbones, chest, abdomen, pelvis, right leg, left leg, right arm, left arm, right side of head, left side of head, right side of body, left side of body, back of body, front of body, whole body. Whole body. Whole physical body. And just let this go. Let all that effort go. And take your awareness to your breath. And if you haven't already checked in with your buddy, the air all around you, imagine that it is bringing you universal life force, the most agreeable energy, intelligent, benevolent, healing, rejuvenating, replenishing, recharging, that kind of thing. This energy through the very air itself. Now, further imagine that you can breathe this in through every single pore of your body, every single surface and cell. And you could see this as light, colored mist soaking in, coloring you, shining you up, making you glow. Or you can take your awareness around to every part of your body as it comes into your mind, visualizing that just your awareness there, as you're intentionally breathing this breath of life, is not only infusing that part, but through that part, the surrounding areas, the spaces in between the cells and atoms. Into the quarks that make up the protons and neutrons of the atoms, and whatever else beyond that that makes those up. Every breath in brings more of this life-giving energy into your reservoir, filling up your batteries. Starting at 18 and counting your breaths backwards from 18 to 0. Guide your awareness around and through yourself, bringing in this universal life force with each breath. If you get lost, or if you finish early, Simply start your count over at 18. Where are you? Where is your practice? Draw the universal life force into your very being from every direction. And whether you finished your count or not, imagining one more breath, filling up the reserves, and then let that effort go. I'm going to call to mind various feelings and sensations. And as I do, try to picture them as completely and vividly throughout the body as you can possibly imagine. Imagine feeling numbness throughout the entire body. A feeling of not feeling anything. Not even feeling bad about it because there just are no feelings. Beyond the can't be bothered. That point that you can get to sometimes. Some people like to call it dead to the world. Sometimes it's a reaction of self-protection. And sometimes it's a feeling of exhaustion where you can't even comprehend getting in the mood to get yourself to do it. Whatever it is. That feeling where nothing could surprise you. Then And even for a moment, ponder that numbness where the lack of joy would make you sad if you felt like feeling anything. It's just blank. And notice the parts of your body that have responded to this imagining. Where do you feel longer, shorter, compressed, or relaxed? Let that go and bring to your imagination next the feeling of feeling everything, where you notice everything, where you can feel the shift in the room. Your empathy is heightened, so you know what people are feeling. You almost feel psychic because you know what someone or something is thinking. That heightened sense. Knowing what something would feel like when you touch it, of being aware of so many things that it's almost overwhelming. You feel your imagination feeling the skin, feeling the clothes on the skin and the temperature and the rate of breath and the running lists, and how it reaches out to take stock of other things, and how that can push into uncomfortable. And notice as you start to imagine that tip into the really uncomfortable feeling of everything, that sense of too much, of overwhelming, of where you're losing the ability to process it all. Notice where that tension is in your scalp, what the direction of the flow of energy is within your being. And then let that go. And as you start to feel the relaxation settle throughout the body and that energetic flow start to still, knowing that you're not moving towards anxiety anymore, nor are you moving towards the numbness, find that sweet spot in the middle. That imaginary point within your being where you could experience the next joy that comes along wholeheartedly and let it go, knowing more will come. You're not scared to let go of joy because you know it's not the only joy you'll ever have. But also being so balanced that you're not afraid of sadness either, whether it's your own or someone else's. Because that's not the end of the story or the whole of it either. That there can be sweetness in the sadness and sadness in the happiness. And in that one and in that peace with yourself that is not numb and refuses to move, but isn't sloshed about and moved drastically by every little thing. And as you notice this balanced acceptance throughout the body, notice the flow of energy within yourself. The speed of it and the direction of it. The suppleness and the receptiveness of it. And let it go. I'm going to call to mind various images. And as I do, try to picture them clearly in your mind's eye. A bottle of water. A bottle of water. A bottle of water. Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. Hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer. Eye drops. Eye drops. Eye drops. A plastic bag. A plastic bag. A plastic bag. A pile of plastic. A pile of plastic. A pile of plastic. Sorting through your pile of plastic containers. Finding one big enough to hold things in that you're going to pick from a garden. In this pile, you notice one that's just the right size. And as you turn to walk through the door and outside, you find yourself immediately in a garden you've never been in before. Lush, growing, overgrown in places but alive, with small insects and the movement of leaves as the wind plays with this garden in your mind's eye. As you walk into the garden a little deeper, you notice that some of this fruit you don't quite recognize. It, it has interesting shapes and colors to them. You don't even know if they're fruit or vegetable, but you do know they're edible. And they're there for you to pluck and pick. So make your way through this slightly overgrown garden and pick the choicest of fruits and vegetables. Now, as you inspect these multicolored, multi-shaped offerings from the garden, inspecting each one for that feeling of readiness and ripeness, pick a couple especially for someone else. Fill your container for yourself and with the intent to gift some to someone specific. You don't have to pick every single thing you see. Because you know at this time of year, you could just let that garden continue to grow from its slightly overgrown state to whatever nature wants to be. Because the fruit that you don't pick will fall to the ground and grow again for someone else in this special garden you've never been to before in quite this way. it's okay to pick the really good ones for yourself. Because even if you picked every single vegetable and fruit that appeared before you, when you left this garden, it would continue to grow and take care of itself. And since you're in control of time and space, fast forward time and watch yourself move in patterns and shapes throughout this miraculous garden. You might even move in a pattern you want to remember. A shape that somehow implies you're taking care of yourself and thinking about others as well. And then bring time back to a regular speed and grab one of these miracle fruits in your hand, miracle vegetable, whichever one is drawn to you as you are to it. And feel it in your fingers. Can you feel where it was warmed by the sun? Covered by a leaf? The smoothness or bumpiness? The textures? And give it a smell. See if it reminds you of anything. Does the smell match its color? Does it have stripes or patterns? How heavy or light is it? And then take a bite and imagine the satisfaction spreading throughout your body, coating the tongue and the flavor, mixing with your saliva as you swallow and internalize this miracle fruit. This fruit of peace and satisfaction. What would it feel like to feel this spread throughout the body in a pleasurable way? As you thank your little miracle fruit or vegetable through appreciation, through being here in the moment with this thing that took time to be created. That life force moved itself through mineral and soil, through air and water, through the moisture and temperature and time to be here with you now. That appreciation is thanks to that thing and connects you to the garden and the elements of the soil around you and the landscape that shapes the way the weather interacts with this garden. With another swallow, you are internalizing this connection with so much more than just your miracle fruit or vegetable. And when you turn around, you find a door that leads back into your very own kitchen. And take a moment to give your hall a little wash. Rinse out the container. If any little bugs or critters snuck a ride on your harvest, you can open a window nearby and let them back out, or take them to the door and shush them back out. They don't have to be a bother. And lovingly wash and dry and put your harvest on display. So the next time you walk by it, in your mind's eye, you'll see it there and appreciate the beauty of what it is. You might even have a special place to put it where the colors will pop. So the next time you think about it or see those colors, you'll be reminded of your time in the garden, connected to the very elements that make up everything around you. And when you're ready, let this go. And just be in the center of your mind space. And let the thoughts come and let the thoughts go. Your job, it isn't to stop any of the thoughts, nor is it to judge them or change them. Just from this centered feeling of self, allow the thoughts to come and go like clouds in the sky. Where are you? Where's your practice? And letting this go gently without disturbing yourself. Call to mind once again your sankalpa, your short phrase of personal resolve. And say it to yourself now 3 times with firm resolve deep in the mind space. And let it go. Willing to help it when you see it and where you see it. Take your awareness back to your breath, the sensation at your nostrils. Cooler air coming in, warmer air going back out. That cooler air coming in, and the warmer air going back out. And follow that breath back into the body. Back into your body, all the way back into your body, right here and right now. And start to feel the life return to the limbs as you wiggle the toes and wiggle the fingers and gently rock the neck and limbs. And don't just jump up and expect the body to do this or that. Come back to yourself. If you're laying on your back, rolling over on your right side is a little better for your heart, your blood pressure. Before pushing yourself up to a seated position, coming all the way back out, pretend that the next couple of breaths can draw into you everything you wish I'd said or not said, everything that you wish had happened and not happened, to have a complete practice. So the feeling of it just being exactly what you needed, because only you can give that to yourself truly, right? So just imagine what that would feel like if you could do it on the next breath. Hold on to it for just a second and let it go. Hariom Tat Sat, my friends. That has been Psychic Sleep for August 30th of 2020.